Be surprised in back attacks. Try to feel like Darkest Dungeon again. You know, as you're walking around and then get surprised. We're not even doing a dark run. That being said, you know, low double-digit damage on mages in the front row is ridiculous. I don't remember the Mad Ogres being that weak, you know, relatively speaking. You know, I get that the girls have higher evasion, so they might be missing some hits. Yeah, like the difference on damage on Cecil. They're probably missing some hits unless their multiplier is lower. But, you know, even still, yeah, he's not the same damage that Cecil is. Where Cecil's it's with a weapon, the Cecil from a couple like levels back with the Cecil, but you know, still. That time I was just pushing A to wrap up the fight. I didn't catch that I was on Rosa on that one. Otherwise, I would have aimed. All right. If anybody who's also been watching Dragon's Dogma remembers the misadventures I've had with ogres. Okay. Well, at least we got to strike first. Say if this had been another one, I probably would have just started running. Okay, so that's basically pointless, having Rosa actually attack them. Too bad they botched the. Oh, John was following up on what Slur said earlier with Rubicante is a cool name. Too bad they botched the localization, just like all the rest. Yeah, some of them they just did it for space reasons. I guess, Scarmiglione is not going to fit in your 6-character box or 8-character box. But some of them are just weird, was it like Kinazo for Cognazo, I think. Rubicon is a great show that was canceled after its first season tragically, but worth watching. I've never even heard of that one. Rubicon. I guess you could say the die was cast on the network and. Slur concurs some of it was space. The other reason is that Square of Japan wanted to be involved in every translation to keep the integrity thereof, and the poor reception of Ted Woolsey was given free reign. Yeah, I remember that. That is a can of worms, hornet's nest, whatever metaphor you'd want to use for the Super Nintendo era localizations with Woolsey. Now, I actually like the guy's work quite a bit. It's like, yeah, as you all can probably guess with my fondness for the simplified translation in this game, that the kind of, you know, charm over accuracy he did in, say, Chrono Trigger, you know, I really liked. But yeah, definitely some issues. And yeah, I think we talked in the very first stream how I don't remember her name, but basically it's like, yeah, one lady at the American office was in charge of the translation, and she wasn't like a professional. So yeah, you know, it's amazing that it turned out as well as it did. Yeah, Woolsey working designs can change the entire field of localization work. The liberal versus conservative takes on translation is kind of a weird subject. Yeah, working designs is another one that I have a lot of respect for. We're not going to use a legend sword on an enemy. I don't think that would do any good. Subject is hard to talk about now is it's Fire Emblem Fates. It's not just a hornet's nest. It's a demon hornet hive. What is up with Fire Emblem Fates? All I know is that there was some kind of censorship kerfluffle that's some part of a greater, like... Ooh, this is going to be bad. Yup, that was bad. Rip Edge, he never scored. Okay, back we go. 8 and P, okay. It'll take a long time to explain. It's okay, Slur. I'm in the Tower of Babil. The floor is yours until we actually make some progress. There we go. The rest of you are free to chime in, of course, but you know, I'm actually kind of interested in this. Okay, geez. How do we handle this one? Can we charm multiple enemies? We cannot. Can we? I know we can slow multiple enemies. I say probably try to hold one and have Rydia stop one, then have the guys go to town on... Oh, can you piggy them? I don't think you can. I know you can stop them. Let's just go with stop. A sexy girl wasn't in the NES version. The grouping mini. Maybe we shouldn't. Okay, I'm going to be looking back and forth while we deal with the Shreks and relay what the guys are saying. Turn on that one. Basically, name changes, not being able to touch your allies in inappropriate ways. Okay, well, so far it doesn't sound too bad. Let's see, what are we going to do with Rydia? Rydia doesn't need to do any. Actually, just for my edification, let's see if Piggy actually works or not. While the guys do the damage on these things. Changing dialogue and stuff like that. Still works in Japan. Rise up being creepy in English. Fell asleep. That's pretty cool. Very, very petty. Tumblr, everything to complain about that day. Oh man, I'm not much of a comic book fan, but the Tumblrification of the debates and stuff like that on, yeah. But what was changed drastically was very touchy material. So there's touching party members, Soleil's supports being very homophobic, okay. What kind of character is Soleil? I have no idea who that is. And that's a summary, okay. Fair enough. So stop and hold didn't last very long on those guys. You know, not bad, but... Let's see. And Fire Emblem Fates, is that part of the Fire Emblem... Like, there was like 2 different games released together, something like that? I saw that Tay did a stream of one of them, but I didn't, I haven't been keeping up too much on... it's 3D. It's a 3DS, series now. Some kind of like, Oh, Soleil. Okay, right. Soleil. Right, French name. Right. Character's entire thing, more or less, being a cheery girl who wants everyone to smile. Shameless flirt. Okay, and a womanizer. Ah, okay. I see. Well, that was an interesting discussion to have while basically our team did a Rock'em Sock'em Robots with 4 ogres. And an ogre axe. I believe that one has the same bonus against giant enemies that the... we probably want to have Cecil have that one. That against the giant enemies that like the Charm Claw does. Ogre. That's actually pretty good, too. And let's give Edge back his previous setup. Good. Ah, Fates was split into 3 versions: Birthright, Conquest, and Revelation. That's right. Yeah, I remember there being something kind of weird about it. But yeah, it's like, I really wanted to get into Awakening, and then it's like, nope, 3DS. And it's like, well, yeah, I'll come back to you when I have rectified that problem. How do I want to handle this? Fortunately, turning them all into pigs was revealed to not actually work last time. Let's see. Edge probably can't. Okay, I got a plan. We do not want the Black Cats to get a counterattack off, because then they will do their blaster move and kill you. So we're going to have Kane jump 1 to pretty much guarantee a kill, and then we're going to have Rydia try to one-shot the other one with Virus. hopefully that will work. I think we're attacking this one. It's the 90s, surprised they're not called rat ogres. That'd be great though, Slur. From mad ogres to rat ogres. Cowabunga! Yeah, it's like, yeah, we're here to beat the boss, they just want to party. Nice. Okay, I think we have achieved success in that endeavor. Have her parry. Or guard, rather. They do have the hair for it. Oh, that is totally the look of a guy who would come up and ask to share your from your stash. Are we a bad enough ogre to save the president? Sting cover band. Yeah, yeah. Okay, nothing there. One of these doors actually has a... you can actually examine it and get a free weapon. Okay. Yeah, let's just rinse and repeat here. So, virus. I may actually need to give Rydia an ether for this one to deal with the stuff. Okay. So, yes, he sold... Oh, that didn't actually work. Okay, that's not good. So we'll have Keen jump that one. Oh, you know, even with the back row penalty, I'm betting Cecil probably could have still one-shot the Mad Ogres with his Ogre Axe, and to make it all Ogre. AP Bug. It has been a long time since he's played FF2. How long are we through it? I would say we're a little over halfway through. We are currently in Tower of Babil, and we just got Edge. And yeah, we are working our way through. Sid blew up the mountain. Yeah, welcome aboard. Thanks, Slur. Have a good night, man. Black cat, more like green tentacle leopard. Yeah, the Quirls, as they're called in pretty much every other Final Fantasy, are hilarious to me, because any of you that have played D&D or are familiar with the legal issues around it might know that you have the beholders and displacer beasts and stuff like that, all of that are, you know, they're like wizards claimed intellectual property, and basically that stuff that Gygax came up with, you know, way back in the day, and thus, you know, they bought TSR, they bought that, and so on. Well, the funny thing is that the Quirls actually come from I don't remember the novel it was, but basically, you know, they came from a book that the displacer beasts were a clear ripoff of. So basically, it's like, you know, them claiming, you know, OC do not steal on something somebody else had already made. I said that's progress. So we go the other way. Oh, P-Bug is tired from throwing people around. Yeah, if any of you weren't there for Dragon's Dogma last time, P-Bug has a great excused absence. You know, he does judo. Which I gotta say, you know, the rest of you that make it late for streams need to step up. It's not a hobbit, it's a halfling, right? But yeah, P-Bug, if you remember the Paladin transformation thing... Wait a minute, is this even right? Or is it a dead end? I think it's a dead end. Aha, thought so. Well, far enough away to check it anyway. I think I'm just going to run away from the next fight or two till we get back to where we were, because, you know, that was an unnecessary step. Jeez. Since crippling depression and anxiety, get on his level. Hopefully not too many people will have to. Ah. Yeah, it is a... I gotta say, you know, thank goodness and thank God for playing video games on the internet with friends, because it has been making tough times a lot more bearable. But yeah, if the Paladin thing, I would say, is probably about a quarter or so through the game. You know, my fastest time was around 12 hours, and I think we're at about 8 hours. I've been fighting more encounters, but I've also been skipping more. You know, I'm not skipping as much as, you know, as you do for a speed run, but yeah, I've been skipping a fair bit of stuff just to keep the stream, you know, paced. Speaking of pacing... okay. Let's have... You know what? I'm willing to bet with Cecil's damage output. Let's see if you can kill the black cats. Well, oh, okay. That works. So I want to make sure I could have Kane free to jump. Perfect. So I want to make sure I could have Kane free to jump. Okay. Well, that could have been worse. And I'll take it. And yeah, as before, only basically counterattacks or reaction abilities only apply to the basic attack command. So if you do other things like aim and stuff like that, then you're usually safe. Step up, Edge. You can even kill your party members, right? But, yeah, so did you more like Lamia. So did you actually play further than that P-Bug and just don't remember it, or did you stop at about that point? Because yeah, the first time I got there, I played, you know, like half the game in one sitting, because I really liked it. Okay, she still has white arrows, right? So that's should be a one-shot. And I think I'm going to... Oh, okay, that did nothing. Yeah, we haven't seen this guy yet. Rama, go do your thing. that should be a fun way of dealing with this. Try to soften everybody up for it. Okay, it's not quite halfway to a kill. Yeah, I don't use the summons much unless they have an elemental weakness to exploit. When P-Bug was a kid, that was as far as you got. We played a year or two ago, beat the whole thing, but memory terrible. Oh, that was actually really cool. Which version did you beat it on? Did you do the DS version or the was it Chronicles? I think was the one with Final Fantasy 4 and 6. I think 4 and 6 were the ones that... No, it's like 4 and something they packaged together. I don't remember. I've got it sitting there with my other PS1 games, but I haven't cracked open that case in a while. DS version, right? Yeah. I would say that's probably the definitive one, but there are just enough differences. I would say that kind of throws it off. It was Chrono Trigger. Okay, thanks, Lorax. Yeah, I wanted to say Chrono Trigger, but it didn't sound right. I know that was the port that everybody hated because it added so much. Added the load times. Okay, let's have her do a virus on. Kane is jumping on this one, right? Regardless, whatever one she kills, would be free for him to land on. As opposed to a million other versions they made of this game. Seriously. Square obligated to release another version of FF4 every other year. I can't forget all the FF1 versions they made, too. Yeah, that's another one where I feel like some problems with the game prevent it from being the definitive version. Like Dawn of Souls is just an absolute cakewalk because of the MP system. There's no challenge in the game after the first 15 minutes, and it's very disappointing. A middle sword. Yeah, in the English version, I think Kunai, Wakizashi, and what was the other one's called? I think the last one was just called a katana, but they were just called the short, middle, and long swords. Let's see. We want her to. I wonder. Let's give that a try. And start working on that guy. Nice. Let's see what kind of mischief the Mad Ogre can get up to. probably just going to attack himself and kind of ruin the fun, but at least it gets one turn at. Or he could just hit Cecil anyway. Sure. That defeats the point of that whole charm thing. Oh, he's almost out of MP. Hopefully there's a save point coming up, because, yeah, I'm starting to get a little tapped out. Well, let's let the charmed one take his turn and see what happens. There we go. He probably just had the attack queued up and then did it. Then then the charm kicked in. A fair bit of damage to himself. Even if they're not necessary, I do love playing with status effects. Alright, I want to say that is... What is this thing anyway? I can't actually do anything with it yet. Well, fair enough then. And there we go. Perfect. Oh, geez, I was starting to feel a little low. Ooh. Really, I would have been justified in a cabin there with how much MP I'm down. But I think we can tough it out from here. So I think we're almost done with the dungeon, too. So not that one. Not this one. What is the... I'll just keep touching doors, and eventually I'll get it. There it is. Yeah, I remember one chest in the Tower of Babil being an absurd amount of money for when you can get to it. Let's do that. Thinking Cecil should probably have enough firepower to. See, I know that'll do the job with Edge softening her up. Or I guess him up, which is a sorcerer instead of a sorceress. I always thought the previous versions were female. I don't know why I think that. In retrospect. Definitely kind of just looks like a weird monster thing. I think it's because the feet, it kind of looks like it's high heels, where I think it's just slippers. I think it's kind of what threw me off. Neolips, hey. The portrait's on the right, next to Edge and Yang. Is that Edward? Let me turn the preview back on to verify. And also, hello. Yes, yeah, that is Edward. Yep, I tried to grab renders from the DS version, I think. And the one for Edge wasn't any good, so I ended up having to use one from the After Years. I think that's where that one comes from. I'm going to try to quiet down a little bit, because I actually really like this scene. I think To Hell worked a lot better. Okay. So yeah, this is what happened to the King and Queen of Eblon. We find out from the other ninja that they were kidnapped in... we don't want to leave it on Edge's turn. I want to leave it on Rosa's. Heal people up if we need to. And Cecil too, for that matter. But yeah, we found out from the ninja that they had been kidnapped, and it makes sense if Rubicante was involved, chances are Lugae was too, and with this plus Awakened Fate Ultimatum, it has not been a good example of anime science. You can actually fight them. I don't think you can kill them. So yeah, we're basically just going to let this play out pacifist style. There we go. But doesn't that just kind of hit you right between the eyes, huh? Yeah, well, John, I think the queen wasn't quite in that the supermodel thin state when they got married. Now, the one problem I have with this one is I do like the twist that we've already killed Lugae. Justice has already been done, to what happened to Edge's parents and everything. And Rubicante, as far as we know, even though he is evil in quotes and a fiend and everything, as far as we know, he probably had nothing to do with that. He even apologizes for it. Yeah, right there, actually. But, Edge having just seen his parents transformed into monsters and kill themselves is not in a state to listen to reason. You can't say I'd blame him. So there is a gimmick you can. Well, plus, the other fun thing too is that I think Rubicante is unique. We can just totally turn around and hit the save point if we want to. But yeah, we're just going to throw down, and he will, as anybody who's played the game probably knows, he will heal us up when the fight starts. So just a moment to kind of collect yourself and make sure you're ready. All right. I probably should have equipped people with their ice weapons before we did this. Okay, let me think. If I remember right, the gimmick is while the coat is open, it's safe to use water. And with the ice brand. Let's see, I think that's how that works, right? Yeah, there we go. That's a good way to start things off. Okay, and when the coat closes, he is then resistant or even... Never mind. I had heard there was like a bug or something with that, and I wonder if this is what they're referring to. It's like he's vulnerable no matter what, or he's supposed to like absorb cold, I think. In any case, should be just about ready to take him out. He's got a lot. He has more than 999 HP. Oh, snap. Oh, shoot. Can we heal Rydia before he dies? I don't want her to miss out on that XP. Okay, so that part of it does still work. It's just, I bet it's like only flagged when it comes to magic, and not to the physical attacks. So it's like the parameter. Like he is still vulnerable to cold elements, but he absorbs these spells, and because you're able to hit him with, have him attack. But because you can hit him with attacks that aren't triggered by that, then it still works. Kind of reminds me of I hate to be that guy, but it kind of reminds me in Dark Souls 2 how the DLC, to make it harder for mages to hang back and blast people, they had different resistance, basically different resistance levels, depending on whether you were casting spells or whether you were actually using elemental infused weapons or not. Let's have him attack again. Pretty sure he counters everything with fire too, is what's going on here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this all on Rydia, and as soon as he opens his code again, or dies, never mind. So as soon as he opens his code again, which he was about to do, I was going to hit him with the Shiva, which just see how big a 4-digit number we can get to fly out of that. He has way more HP than the other fiends. I guess it makes sense. You have a full team and a very strong team. Rip Rubicante, you were pretty cool. Well, not cool at all. Opposite of cool, but okay. And with the dramatic scene of avenging the brutal mad science done to Edge's parents and subsequent boss fight, comic relief. All because of these guys. That's right. You might wonder what rock Edge has been living under to not know about Golbus, but in fact we know what rock he's been living in. Yeah. On the one hand, it's like, you know, if we rebuild the castle and Golbus takes over the world, then we're still screwed. On the other hand, you know what? I just don't like him. Okie dokie. Oh dear. Oh, I think we call that a win. For the cheese, Gromit. Let's go make sure everybody's topped off. And we didn't really lose much in that fight with, thanks to our ice weapons kind of carrying the day. Right. If I remember right, this is... Oh, what? Not what I was thinking of. So I was thinking of, wait a minute, is that the door you have to touch? I don't think it is. Kind of an anticlimactic one. It's like, wait a minute, do you ever get that feeling, or in the crystal room, do you ever get that feeling you're forgetting something? No, okay. So you might be thinking, hey, it couldn't possibly be this easy, right? Ah. I don't know how many stories that would involve falling, but I guess it's a good thing we have a ninja on the team to negate it. Alright, so we got a few more enemies to deal with now. You saw us the white arrows, okay. Might just switch Cecil back to the Legend Sword until we're done with this stuff. Nice, okay. See. Yeah, that should be good. Interesting, like, that's right, the Dancing Dagger does count as a magic attack. Counterattack everything. I gotta say, it is kind of a little anticlimactic that you deal with Rubicante, the fourth fiend, where the others are all at ends of dungeons. It's like, you know, Barbaricia, you have her tear apart the Tower of the Zot. Their last, you know, last dying act. For Cagnazzo, you're in the Castle Baron and tries to crush you with the walls and everything. Scarmiglione, you have the big scene where Cecil becomes a paladin afterward, and you have to fight your way back through the Mount of Ordeals, but you at least have that new thing there. But with Rubicante, it's, you know, we have more tower to fight through. If you count this as a separate dungeon from the previous one, this is basically like 4 towers in a row. I mean, you got the overworld of the underworld to kind of break that up a little bit, but you know, still. Let's try out Blitz. I guess not if they're going to die that quickly. Next time we get a squad of 4 enemies, I think I'll try and Blitz out. Grudger. I'm trying to figure out what. I'm guessing it's like a. I'm trying to remember what they were called in the Japanese version. I'm guessing with like the Grudge, you're expecting like Sadako or something. She does look a little, you know, ghostly with long hair and everything. And not weak to holy, at least. It's one of those weird enemies that doesn't really pop back up in the other Final Fantasy games much. I guess you do have to give Square props for as much as they, for them, they tend to be pretty good about not reusing stuff so shamelessly. That one, okay. It's one of these doors, honest. What do we have here? Ooh, Queen Lamia and a bunch of eggs. I think... Did they get a surprise attack on us and it was just the eggs doing nothing? That's hilarious. Okay, how about... steal? I didn't mean to steal from the egg there. Oh, there's even more Lamias, because that was a charm harp. Thinking... they're probably going to be weak to holy, so let's give that a try. And I think the lesser ones are weak to fire, too. So how about... flame staff, or flame spear, and a jump. Okay, so not weak to holy. They are definitely lesser Lamias. I guess that confirms that Lamias lay eggs. And they look more like snakes than women, so I guess that makes sense. What can we steal from her, if anything? It's a dagger. Wow, that's a lot of HP those things have. Steal failed, okay. And that didn't do it either. Alright, I think let's just have Rydia summon something up to deal with this nonsense. I don't think we've seen Jin yet. That'll work. That should be fun. Then we'll have a jump queued up on any of the survivors. Summon cheese. I think summoning cheese will probably be Titan. He just looks so happy to start lighting everything on fire. The other one's going to hatch too. Interesting, I guess that confirms only one counterattack and trigger at a time. He's going to take care of that. There we go. Huh. Oh, I learned something new. That was a heck of a slog, what that was. Okay, how about we're doing on HP? Yeah, some of them can definitely use a cure too. Edge doing okay, doing fine. There's a cures herself. There we go. There it is. See, I wasn't crazy. There's randomly a claw inside the door. And I actually didn't get told about that one. I found that one on my own. I have no idea how or why I was pressing the button to try to open the doors without walking through, but... So there's like the weirdest little Easter egg you might not be aware of. I guess maybe the game reminding you that, you know, Yang did exist, and to, you know, this do in remembrance of him. Let's see. Let's go try out Blitz. And look back to Ogre Axe and try to one-shot the Squirrels. Okay, so they're lightning-based. Interesting. I guess it makes sense. They're blue, and we have found out that enemies are color-coded. Oh, I should have had them double up. Right. Oh, well. Interesting. So they're lightning-based. I don't think they actually use any lightning attacks, though. It's weird. They're resistant to magic, too. I wonder if all of them, like the Weepers and the intermediate ones, I wonder if they all work that way. Like there's just an element that they absorb. Alright, this is the end of the dungeon, though. Okay. So at least we have a fairly short one here. You know, we had a request for summon cheese. I think it's time to summon some darn fragrant cheese. If this doesn't do it, I will be very surprised. Failed. I do love how Edge takes 1 point of damage if a sneak fails. Just like the enemies catch him trying to reach for their pockets. Just kind of, you know, bap his hand. There we go. Ah, so great. Oh, charm arrows. Cheese has been summoned. What? I love that exchange there. I don't think it's so much that Rydia's worried about stealing from the enemy as that it's like, hey, this isn't our airship. It could be exactly, you know, a trap. It could be locked down. Also, the moment where the former airship commander defers to a ninja who, as far as he knows, has been living in a cave his adult life and has never, you know, so much as seen a boat to take control of the helm. But hey. So there we go. We have an airship. I guess this is the old model Red Wing from the underworld. We can't cross lava with it yet. But yeah, this is back to the Tower of Babil. I think we can we not get in at this point? I don't remember if we can or not. Yeah, we can actually still get in. I guess Golbez had second thoughts about blowing up the staircase and had it rebuilt. But anyway, the point here is we go back to King Gaiot and tell him what's happened about everything. And we will do that next time. So thank you all for watching. Been a lot of fun. We got another freaking tower knocked out.